step in your river, and it takes me deep. Your heart is my temple, your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams. But somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you take the lead when I release. My heart starts to see when I release. When I release, you said, "Come to my garden, eat from my tree, step in my river, let it take you deep. Your heart is my temple, your tears rinse my feet. You walk out, you're able to carry my peace. It's an ancient sound heard from the ones who came before. Now it's here once more to pierce your soul. A simple melody playing over and over in your streets, like a whirlwind turning keys, tearing up the dark. That's where I release, and my heart starts to sing when I release. I let you take the lead when I release. You come close to me when I release. When I release, it's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions, they find me out. It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions, they find me out. When I let it go, when I let it go, when I let it go, I let it all go now. I let it go, hey, now I let it go, I let it go, I let it all go now.
What's up, everybody? We are live. We're here in the building in the Lion's Den. We're getting started a little late tonight, but it's all good. We want everybody to hit that like button and share this video, please. You are watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and stop fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding.
That's right. You're watching Young Lion TV. And I'm here, of course, with my brother-in-law, James, next to me this evening. Because the usual, you got to get that mic on you there, bro. He's in a different spot today. The usual person sitting here, it's his birthday today.
That's right.
Brother Moon.
I'm in the moon chair.
It's his birthday today,
Happy
so
birthday.
he is not here right now.
Happy birthday,
He is
Simone.
out having a nice, lovely birthday dinner. So in the meanwhile, we're going to hold it down with the half black, half Indian with the Spanish last name next to me, and all the kids with the Spanish first names and last names.
You go full circle.
You gotta complete the circle. And of course, I got Jake and Stiz with me over here.
What
Stan
up?
coming off of a terrible Giants loss
Yeah.
yesterday.
Terrible.
Was at the game.
You wanna
and
talk
got,
about it?
And got to witness.
We can talk about it. Okay. That
At
butt
the
whooping.
game and got to witness his team get murdered by the Eagles.
That was the most they put up this season, right?
I think it
Eagles?
was
Think
the
so,
most
yeah.
points they put up. You know,
Yeah,
that's why I kind of had to wear my old faded Eagles hoodie because I'm like, you know, I got a rep for the squad.
I went with Noah's soccer team.
Noah
and Caleb's
yeah,
soccer.
only one loss all season. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. And then we got my mom with us today.
My Dukes.
Mom holding it down on the
It's
production
not
tip.
working.
It's working, Mom. Oh, your camera's not working.
Yeah,
Oh, your camera's black.
that's okay.
Oh no.
Kind of glad.
Well, shout out to everybody who's watching as well. I see Courtney already said good evening. Emma said greetings, guys. Shout out to y'all both. Two loyal young lions right there in the building. Make sure you guys share this video, please. Hit that like button. If you're watching on Rumble or Twitter or YouTube or Twitch, make sure you hit the like button and also, you know, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, everything that you got to do, all the things. Please do those things to help us with the algorithm because, you know, our stream last week, you guys seen the message I sent y'all? They snatched that thing down
It
off
was on its way up.
Yep.
And then they were like, nope.
Dude, as soon as I was watching the analytics, as soon as it was starting to gain momentum, more than any of our other videos, like, and you know, we really don't promote stuff. It's all through likes and shares. One day we will, but so I just saw it like organically because our last video, the one before that, got more views than most of our other stuff. So this video was starting to organically grow. Next thing you know, get that email. Your video has been removed from
Possible violation of
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
yeah, terms of service violations.
Trigger words.
And then, of course, when I try to appeal it instantly, the appeal button's not working. It's
Right.
going to like a blank
We're
page.
sorry.
Yeah, something's
It
happening.
appears.
Yeah.
You get a
that's
broken
amazing.
link. Try back later.
So then, when I finally, a couple days later, I finally am able to appeal it. They go through the process, and then a couple days later, they reinstate the video with an email saying that you didn't
Turns
violate
out
any.
that
Yeah,
you didn't violate.
you know.
Sorry.
But by that time, all the momentum that you had is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sounds fishy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, with what we're seeing from these Twitter files they've
Yeah.
been dropping, like we're at like part 6 coming out now,
Tomorrow.
and that's supposed to be
Have to do it.
surrounding
election, right?
no, that's supposed to be surrounding Fauci, I think.
Oh yeah. Fauci. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that dropped on Monday was the Trump stuff.
Yes.
And why he got banned.
Yes, how they
Or
how they
made up
created a way to ban
Yeah.
him for no reason because
Right.
he didn't violate any
All right.
any
Even
terms.
senior engineers were saying that he didn't violate anything.
Yeah.
And the one person was like,
And-
find out.
And
Find a way.
who was the one person? Vijaya.
Vijaya,
Everything
yeah.
is
You know
going
who-
slow right now. Look, I turned it to you, and it's just turning now.
Well, that's just in the that's just on the screen that you're looking at,
okay.
Mom.
Okay.
It's actually fine on the
Okay.
stream here.
Thank you.
But she's the one that went on Joe Rogan with Jack Dorsey
Yeah.
and straight up lied to Tim Pool when Tim Pool was asking her all them questions
Yeah.
about like, well, what about this? You
This
guys
the
are
Indian girl.
yes,
Head of legal, right?
yes.
Yeah.
She's the head of legal. She
Yeah,
was the
'cause
head.
he
of
was
legal.
bringing up about how what they're doing to conservatives and how they're not doing anything to the liberals, like in
Well,
terms of
he was making the point, which is a valid one, even at that time, that you can't say that your platform isn't inherently biased when your policies are designed to ban the ideas of one party's opinions.
Yeah, right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't say, well, in the sense of like if you dead name someone, that's a violation, but that's only one belief. What about not everyone believes that. So inherently that policy is biased. You know what I mean? So, he was trying to make that point, which they were lying. They were saying they don't ban people. They were saying they don't shadow ban. They were saying that all these things that we're finding out now are complete lies. And then they're trying to use coded language to get around it legally because they're saying like kind of like what Fauci did with the gain of function thing in front of Congress,
It's
where
not
he
the
changed the
definition.
definition of gain of function, and really technically it's not because
Yeah.
it's this. That's what they're doing with shadow banning.
Because he made up the definition.
Yeah. So now they're saying, well, we always said that we don't amplify certain things, and we will slow the amplification of certain messages. We
Right.
always said that, like, bro.
You think it's because of the title? Your name of the title?
I don't know. I don't.
about the video?
I honestly don't think so, because the video right before that, the one that I also said was doing good, had all those same names in the title, because this has been going on for the last. It's been the same kind of topics over and over again. So it was the same names in the title, but that video never got banned.
you had Alex Jones though.
Oh, I did have Alex
Yeah.
Jones in the title.
That's a trigger word for that.
So you think Alex Jones?
I think so.
I think so.
I think it's like certain things when you type that in,
Yeah.
it triggers their algorithm,
It shouldn't.
or that's just the way
It
it is.
flags it. Like,
Yeah,
It flags it
And
to
then
like
we'll
delete it,
figure
and
it
we'll
out.
figure it out later.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but that's wrong, man.
It
should,
is wrong.
Should
It
not
is. They
operate
don't
that
care.
way.
It is wrong.
Before you go on, Emma, if you're watching, I got a text yesterday. Say, "Excuse me, I'm Jenny. Is this Emma's number?" "No, it's not." "Oh, sorry. Say the wrong number." So there's a girl named Jenny looking for you, Emma.
You think it's him for him?
I don't know.
It might be a different Emma, bro.
What's the coincidence of that?
There's a lot of people named Emma.
Emma bonded with me at the show.
And that's right.
A number must have been.
His name is actually not Emma. That's just what we call him. You
All
know what I
right.
mean?
Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's Emmanuel. But Emma is really a white girl's name. So
Oh,
it might be somebody.
Lord.
Dude, I've learned
That's
to
funny.
I've learned when I get those text messages like that to just block them.
Right.
Because
block the number.
a lot of times, dude, and you got to be careful, because a lot of these these new spam bots, they get your number and they'll send you a message like that, and as soon as you respond, they send you a link to like.
Oh, yeah, I
something.
didn't do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's what they'll do next, or they'll send you like a text message of porn or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like they'll send you a video of porn.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. No.
just because you responded,
Yeah.
and it's so if I see anyone just like such and such, hey, it's been a while, how are you? I block them right away.
Yeah.
Because
The other day I got a call, and they're like, "Hey, it's such and such here." I'm like, "No, you got the wrong number." "Oh, I'm sorry." Then they hung up, and they're like, "I was looking for my friend whoever," and then they text me and say, "But do you want to be friends?"
what?
You're blocked.
Sign up for my OnlyFans.
You're blocked.
What type of
you
weird
be
stuff is
friends?
this?
Right.
These are the strategies we were just talking about at our meeting. This is what people are in the dark arts of it are doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I know I got one too that said, "Hi, remember I met you at the museum?" I said, "I don't go to museums."
See, y'all be responding. Y'all can't be responding, man. Because
I
not only
didn't
that,
respond. They called me.
no, I'm saying, Mom, don't respond. Because a lot of
okay.
times you don't even know. Like some of this technology is new, so it could be that even if you respond,
yeah.
you give them access into your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like
How?
Or
because
something
bro,
crazy.
like
Wow.
the way these hackers can do things,
Yeah, best not to respond.
it's best to just block them.
You mean when you text back saying, "I don't"?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
if you engage at all, you might open up some kind of phishing hack
okay.
that gets
Right.
them into your phone, and
Oh.
I would not chance it.
Okay.
I would just ignore anyone that texts you that you don't know, and because in today's day and age, there's no way someone texts you that you don't know unless it's like clientele.
Right.
You can
Yeah,
tell,
yeah.
you know. And for
And
same
it's
thing
like,
for me.
yeah, where'd they get your number from? And
Yeah.
they might not have it.
Right.
But if you respond, now your
Oh,
number comes
okay.
up.
Yeah.
Now they can run it. Is it linked on Facebook somewhere?
Right.
Now
Yeah.
they got your name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I figure that's where they probably get it. Like, you know, probably on. I have a Facebook or whatever, like for the business.
Yeah.
So they have that.
La Anthony said, shout out to you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share the video. She said, that happened to me once. She said, agreed, don't respond and then block. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you just never know nowadays, man. There's so many like scammers out
Yeah.
there. So many, like I get emails all the time now that are like, thank you for your payment for blah, 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 blah.
I
Right.
do too.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they want you to be like, what? And then you
Yeah,
click on the
click
link
on
to,
it.
to argue it, but you're just letting them,
Wow.
you're giving them
Yeah.
access into, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought they did something about that though. Like,
They try to,
They try,
but
it's not much you can do.
yeah.
It's not
and
much you
then
can do, man.
They'll come up with something and then they'll get around it.
Yeah, these hackers are in other countries. They're sending things through
India.
VPNs and these things that change your IP address, and
Yeah.
they can get around a lot of these protocols that we have in place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
if you don't respond, you know,
Right.
then
yeah, exactly.
less likely.
Just ignore it.
So
Be safe.
I gotta bring up.
Bring up something.
I gotta bring up Argentina, dude.
Okay. Okay. Let's
'Cause
talk about
we got the
it.
World Cup going on.
World Cup is
Yeah.
going
I
on.
know in America,
Yeah.
you know, people don't pay attention.
We always
But
say it's getting
everywhere
bigger,
else.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it's like huge right now. So Argentina just won. They're in the finals.
They beat Croatia.
Yeah.
They beat Croatia. Messi had an amazing game. Messi's at the end of his career, so would love to see him win a World Cup.
He played like he really wants it,
Yeah,
and it was good to see that, man.
yeah, because he walks a lot.
Yeah.
right? That's his thing. Like he just stays in them pockets and then comes alive when he needs to.
Yeah.
But today he was like
All over the place.
defending like
Yeah.
crazy, like everywhere. That dude was like, we gonna win this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So it was just cool to see, and not just him, like even the whole team. Like
Yeah.
it was cool to see them like band around, even him, like band around him. You know, they're like a team. That's one. It's cool to see that a team come together like that and play.
Now, has Maradona won a World Cup?
Yeah,
Okay, so he wants to
yeah.
match him.
Well, I don't think it matters, but people always say like, if you don't win a World Cup, because people say
It's a stain on your legacy, basically.
people say he's the best ever,
Right.
right? But
He's the LeBron James or Michael Jordan of
Yeah.
soccer, you know.
but the thing is, especially in Argentina, like, well, you didn't win any World Cups, so
Yeah.
so for him, you know,
Yeah,
this is, I think he really wants it to end his career.
nice.
Then you saw Ronaldo crying going off against Morocco, and that was sad
Yeah.
because that's his last
That's
one.
the
Yeah.
last one,
You know, so
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
How did your wife take that loss?
yeah. She was mad, of course, but you know,
Yeah. But I mean, on the bright side, Morocco is in semifinals now.
Yeah.
They got a chance to go to the finals
Yeah,
first time
African
ever.
nation.
First time.
that's
yeah.
what she was like. I hope Morocco wins it all then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this interview with like another Portuguese, and they were like, "So, do you want Argentina to win now?" Hell no. No, they were. I think they said the same thing. Morocco,
Yeah.
because I don't know. I guess it's like can't let Messi win.
Nah,
Yeah.
not especially not with Ronaldo.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I'm
team.
saying.
That's why.
Yeah,
I think
those
so.
two are arch nemesis.
Yeah, but not really.
Yeah,
Amongst the fans.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I just haven't had time. I haven't even caught one game or nothing. I haven't had time. It happens in daytime.
Yeah, yeah. The time difference.
Yeah.
Speaking of World Cup, though, like remember back when it was first about to start, I showed a tweet of a guy who was trying to get into a game with an LGBT flag,
Yeah, that's
and they wouldn't let him in.
Yeah.
So that dude ended up getting arrested. You know he's dead.
He's dead, yeah. Didn't we talk about that?
We didn't talk about that because
Oh.
it just happened. They just
How did he die?
really. Do you think they're gonna tell anyone?
He
So-
just died.
No,
So
it's
where was he from?
the U.S.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was a journalist.
Wow.
He was a journalist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I just saw it the other day. Like that dude's dead now,
Hmm.
and I think he died while he was in their custody.
Yeah.
So they maybe beat him or something.
Something, man.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's just a crazy story. Like
did you see that one that I sent you? I think I sent it in the group.
which one?
The Iranian soccer player.
Oh yeah.
Now that he's going back
Oh
home,
yeah, yeah,
he's sentenced to death.
yeah. Sentenced to death because what did he say?
Stood up for
He stood up-
women's rights.
Yeah,
And,
the women protesting in Iran
Protesting, yeah.
against the hijabs. Yeah.
yes.
So he stood up for them, and now he's sentenced to death.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, people don't understand.
Crazy.
Like this world is not. Everybody
It's
thinks
not America.
Yeah.
Well, what they don't understand is with American ideology, we have certain freedom here. That's one of the things we're fighting for. Even though a lot of it is being pushed on us. But when you leave America and you go to other countries, it's different.
Yeah,
And a lot of Western philosophies and ideas, especially this new idea, you go over there. When you wear those kind of things, you're outspoken, you taunt them, and they have to make an example out of you. And that's what it is.
To
yeah.
show that they're not weak.
They have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's their rules.
It's funny. That's something I've been hearing a lot, like with Muslims, is that the reason why another reason, because there's a bunch of reasons, but another reason why a lot of Muslims can't stand the Christian God is because he's weak,
Mm.
and because you can never, I hear them, I can
Andrew
never
Tate said
worship a weak God. Yeah, he said it too. But
Well, he's talking more. I think he's more talking about the Christians not defending, right?
well, no. Well, I heard it from Muslims saying,
Oh, okay.
God, that kind of God is weak. And the way they see God is almighty, you know. And I think it just has to do with like, I don't even want to say religion, more like legalism type stuff. And then versus like, just like over here, we just deal with straight up rebellion. Like they just destroy rebellion over there.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing with here is like, okay, you don't want to do that, then you can't be in my house, but you can go somewhere else, you know, because freedom comes from it's created, and it's a responsibility, right? So it starts with the household, and you have to keep that, because things don't happen in freedom if you're doing whatever you want. You lose your freedom, you die. You know, things. If you have no order, you're not going to have any freedom. But people don't understand that, so they rebel and they want to be free to do whatever they want. That's not freedom. That's rebellion, right? So then they leave. But then on the other end of that, you have, well, if you're not going to do whatever you want, so I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to. That's straight up legalism. Like that's no mercy, right? So you have no mercy on one side, and then you have total mercy on the other side, where just let people live however they want to, and let them come into your house, let them destroy, doesn't matter. And that's what you're seeing.
So the Quran says you can murder?
I don't know, Mom. I'm not even
No,
going
I'm
to pretend to
just-
act
no,
like
I'm just saying
I know
There's,
what
they're
the
murdering
Quran
people,
says.
but that's something that is, in the Bible.
Well,
of course
yeah,
it
they don't
says-
call it murder. Their laws are set up, to defend their belief.
Yeah.
But part of it too is we as Americans need to understand that when we leave here, our Constitution stays behind.
Right.
Our right stays behind. We're in their land. We're in their
Yeah.
home. So when we go over there taunting them, that's what it seems like. to
Yeah.
them. So we have this idea that everything we do is all encompassing, and we feel like we're carrying. Like when we're on that plane, we feel the Constitution is with us.
And you
the
think you're
laws.
on the moral high ground, and everyone's going to bend to your
Right.
morality.
You're taunting people.
Yeah. Well, that's the rebellion though, because like in true freedom, like if you have a house and you know what it took for you to establish this house,
Yeah.
right? To keep this house, you're not gonna go to somebody else's house and be like,
I'm doing what I
"We
want.
doing what we want." No,
Yeah.
you're gonna respect it because you would expect the same
Yeah,
thing.
regardless of if I believe in what you're talking about,
Right.
that's your home.
Right. If I'm
That's
coming into your
yours.
home, I have to
You know what I
Right.
mean?
respect.
I.e. the
respect
Britney
it,
Griner situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can't go to other countries and expect to be treated here under these constitutional laws. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's what you see. That's the biggest problem because it's like you're saying like, no, we're better than you.
Yeah, I'll do what I want.
Yeah, and it's disrespectful, and you can tell like that's the real problem with like this. A lot of the liberal, you think you're better,
Yeah.
but you want to act like you're not, and you think you're better. It's funny because you're hurt. So you leave because you feel a certain way, but you misunderstand why there's laws in place or why there's even just rules in place for you. You misunderstand it. And because you don't want to understand it, you rebel and you're hurt because you don't understand it. So then you leave, but then you take that same hurt and you lord it over other people
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
in the way you didn't want it done to yourself.
Yeah, I feel oppressed here, so let me go over there and oppress you with my idea.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Mom, can you bring this up? I just want to clarify on this story. So yeah, this is the guy. I don't know if you guys remember me showing the
Yeah,
And I just want to add real quick while
definitely
you're
do.
pulling
Go
up this
ahead.
picture. I mean, clearly he knows where he's going.
Yes.
and he's wearing that shirt. That yes, do you have to wear that? No, he doesn't. He's doing that. He understands the law. There's no way if he's a journalist, he doesn't understand what these people believe.
Right.
He knows. He's doing that to taunt them. You
Is
know
that
what I
the
mean?
guy that died?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he was a sports writer. He was covering the World Cup, but apparently he collapsed in the stadium. So he didn't die in their custody.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clear that up. So he collapsed in the stadium.
Listen, man, look at you being more responsible
Yeah,
than mainstream
listen,
media.
I wanted to make sure because I
He
wasn't
did it in
sure.
2 minutes. Look at that.
yeah,
I didn't
Take
wanna-
a whole news cycle.
Yeah, they said they can confirm the death of longtime soccer sports writer Grant Wall. He died today in Doha, Qatar, while covering the Argentina-Netherlands World Cup quarterfinal. Story to come. So, they're saying that he collapsed in the stadium, but they couldn't resuscitate him. Hey, so maybe it wasn't. He
Could
he
be
didn't
died
get.
suddenly.
You're right. That's what I was gonna say. It could be the other thing
We
that's
had
going
a,
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we play that clip on here?
We never played that clip on here.
Okay.
But speaking of, you can take it down now, Mom, please. Speaking of Brittany Griner, what do you guys think of that whole situation?
Crazy.
Yeah,
The memes are
the
great.
trade that
Worst
just
trade.
Oh
happened.
my God.
Yeah. I don't think it was
Wait. Who's this?
worth that. The WNBA player.
Your feet.
Oh,
Brittany
okay.
Griner.
Okay. Yeah.
Was locked up over in Russia for hashish oil.
What I think about it? I mean, she's home. That's good for her.
Yeah, it's good
Like-
that she's home, but at the cost of
Arms dealer.
yeah, who we traded for, I guess.
Wasn't he like called the Minister of Death or something?
Yeah.
Merchant of
Merchant of Death.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
arms dealer.
Go back
to our
shop, Mom, so I can see you.
He was like the biggest in the world, arms dealer in the world. Got busted in like how long ago? 2008.
Right.
So why would they let him out?
Well, it's a political play for the Democrats.
Yeah, but
they got a woman.
And this is the other thing.
And she's black.
Yeah.
So
3-for-1 deal.
But then Karine Jean-Pierre was, of course, questioned about this, and she lied and said that there was no deal because what happened was there was a Marine vet that is
Still there.
still there,
Paul Whelan.
yeah, and they chose to free her over him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I heard some stuff like he had some dishonorable discharge, and I don't know, but this is just in passing. Like I didn't really look into it. Like I just seen stuff, and I
Yeah.
didn't really.
Apparently, they charged him with being a spy in Russia.
That's what Russia charged him as.
Yeah,
Okay.
Which
But-
they can charge anyone with that.
yeah.
But no, what happened was, and what's coming out through also Twitter is that they were lying about that they offered either or,
Yeah.
and they chose her because of the political
Interesting.
implications for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
What it does for him, it locks in the black vote again. It locks in the LGBT vote
And the women vote.
and the women vote.
Yeah, it's a 3 for Christmas special.
Yeah. Which
So
it shouldn't.
He prioritized, a low level athlete
Right. Celebrity.
because she's a celebrity and
Yeah,
she's front of top of mind in the news.
Yeah. I mean,
You know.
she's a celebrity now.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
all,
man.
not all the other people that are locked up here for the same thing. They're not top of mind. All
Right.
the other criminals that are locked up
Yes.
here for weed,
Yeah.
they're not.
Right. We
Right.
don't want to do anything
By
about
the
them.
same guy who wrote the bill that
Right.
put them in there. He forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even that fake little thing that they did about decriminalizing those that were locked up for weed.
Oh yeah.
If you really look into it, it's like it doesn't free anyone.
No.
It doesn't free anyone. It's
Really?
like legal jargon semantics
Yeah.
that really doesn't free anyone.
This is what kills me about politics is because people are so tethered to the team thing. They don't understand that we're going over there making a trade for arms dealer for her for people that are still here in prison for the same thing.
For the same charge, comparable
Yeah.
charge.
And
I
I
mean-
believe I just saw that he vowed to help Russia in the war now.
No.
Yes.
No.
Dude.
No way.
Yes.
I didn't hear that. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
What's
Another-
dude's name? I can't
You're going
remember.
too
What's
far,
dude's
Jamie.
name?
Who?
What's dude's name? I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, the arms dealer.
Yeah.
Victor. Oh man.
So this
Just
guy
type Russian arms dealer.
was
Victor Savos. Sarova? No. I don't know.
I think it's something
Go ahead.
short.
Go ahead, Jake.
no. So this guy was in U.S. custody, and
Yeah.
they handed him over.
Dude, in U.S. custody for being involved in so many war crimes, like
Yeah.
people, they killed like tons of Africans,
Yeah.
Middle Eastern
Where did he
people,
got busted
Americans.
It was in another country or something. U.S. busted him
Yeah,
and locked him up. But the movie was about him.
yeah, they did made a movie about
Nicolas
him.
Cage.
God's War, something like that? Or War God?
War dogs, something like that.
something like that. But it was based off of him. That movie was based off him.
Victor Boot or Bout.
Yeah.
They kept him for a trade. They're like, don't kill him. Just keep him.
For a time like this. For Brittany. Which she shouldn't have been locked up anyway.
No, I don't think I think this,
The
that's
charge was
political.
bogus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But and I think 9 years for that was too much. But we know it's a political game.
Yeah, and she's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
why it's like it kind of sucks either way because it's like, yeah, she shouldn't be over there, but at the same time, like the reason for them doing it is
Yeah, not because they care about her. She represents, like I said, the 3-for-1 deal.
yeah, she becomes a pawn in a political battle.
Right.
Trying to see if I can find this. Yeah, it's unfortunate though how everything is politicized now.
Well, I think most people understand what's going on, but unfortunately, because we're playing the team thing with politics, a lot of people won't say anything.
Right. Or even try to see it that way.
No,
Like, why are they?
like I said, all you gotta do is say, look at there are a lot of people here locked up for that very thing that they're quote unquote decriminalizing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
We're talking about this at church. Politics, like, because we're just talking about politics are like manners, you know, being polite,
Polite, yeah.
without meaning.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you're doing it so people can
void
see
of
it.
meaning.
Yeah.
You lose the reason why. Like, you can be nice, but then you can be kind. Kind has meaning. Nice can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, I can't find it. All right, let's. I got a nice clip from the president that I want to play for everybody.
What do you mean?
Just him.
What do you mean by nice?
I mean, it's nice and juicy, nice and juicy President Biden clip.
I think you got to have like some sort of music before you do this.
I know. I should. I want to have like a segment that goes into. Yeah.
Or that song, It's a Shame.
Yep. Especially when you find out the way they suppress so much information to get him in office.
Yep.
Let's check this out though.
We'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix.
Hold on. So I just got to preface this because he already had it. He already had a mess up.
What is that?
So he's talking about chip production, computer chip production here in the States because we have a chip shortage because China is killing us right now. You know, so this is what he's talking about.
Investment. We'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix to build chips, 3 nano chips, the 3 nano chips that are 3 nano, and you know what I'm saying. Nano, no, I don't know.
No, you don't know. Oh my God, he's like a robot. Seriously.
So we're gonna construct another fab in Phoenix to 3 nano no-nos. Yeah.
So he meant lab.
He meant lab, yes.
He said fab, right?
Yes, he meant lab. Okay, in other news, so former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the
Yeah,
Bahamas.
I saw that.
Conveniently.
But they refused to subpoena him to testify in front of Congress.
He was supposed to go today, right?
He was supposed to, and they were
tomorrow.
trying to get Maxine Waters was supposed to be the one to subpoena him. But there are all these videos on Twitter of her like hugging him, like she's mixed up with him somehow, blowing him kisses and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Her
It's
money
weird.
was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
These politicians are millionaires, bro.
Yeah.
They're getting paid $150,000 a year, but yet they're all millionaires.
Yeah, somehow once they get in the office, they magically take the money pill.
Yeah. And they come out way richer than they came in. Here, look, this is a video of her blowing him a kiss in front of Congress.
That's why they said he got arrested is
Checks
because
in the
of
mail.
illegal campaign donations.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
But
who
it's
cares about all the missing billions of dollars?
right?
Did you hear about the Pentagon's audit?
Of they failed.
They
like
failed
the
their
sixth time.
their sixth audit in a row.
Yeah.
And to the tune of like trillions of dollars missing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it happens all the time.
Yeah. How do you fail an audit 6 times?
And how's nothing done
And
about
nothing-
this?
Yeah. Just send them more money.
Yeah. Let me see. I know somebody talked about it. U.S. Department of Defense failed the 5th audit and is unable to account for $1.8 trillion.
1.8.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta hold these people accountable, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hold you accountable. Like, how do we hold them accountable? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, but it's gotta be done. Isn't it supposed to be our Congress and our Senate that's supposed
Yeah.
to be holding them
Yes.
accountable?
Yeah.
But we
But
don't
if-
hear anything.
If they're
from them.
all, just like we don't hear anything about these Twitter files on mainstream news.
Yeah,
They're
at
not
all.
talking about it at all.
It should be the biggest story.
Yeah.
Right?
Ever, but
If it was
Nothing.
if it was the other way around,
Yeah.
it would be the biggest story.
But a lot of people are listening to it, right?
I don't know.
Twitter. A lot of people are there on Twitter.
If it was Trump
Yeah,
over there asking them to
yeah.
do the
Suppress people,
Silence,
silence
yeah.
people.
It's so funny because they try so hard to find stuff on Trump that they can't, and they make it up.
Right.
Right.
Dude,
But-
they're still investigating him on so many things.
Yeah. But it's so easy to find stuff against that they did against Trump.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
And then they just try to deny it. You know, Elon is now being investigated for 3 different things now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Since he started
I mean,
doing this,
is what they do, right?
Mhm.
It's always like we're gonna get you legally.
they send the DOJ after. him.
yeah.
Yeah. Now they're investigating Neuralink for its practices on animals. They're investigating Tesla over
Sleeping conditions, right?
yes,
With of the employees.
Yeah. because someone tweeted a picture of a bed in the office or something, sleeping in the
Yeah.
office.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And then they're investigating him for one other thing too, but I can't remember what it is right now. But yeah, so they're using the DOJ to come after him. Oh, mom has this up already. Okay, so remember this guy from last week, the purse stealer guy?
Yep. Biden's nuclear.
Turns out he might be a bit of a klepto because he got caught again stealing another
Again.
purse.
Again.
You could buy your own, man.
Right, the
Ma'am.
amount of money you make.
Right. Well, he just got fired.
yeah.
Finally.
Luggage from Harry Reid International Airport. The 8 News Now investigators learning a felony warrant has been issued for
weird
Sam
he looks.
Brinton, a deputy assistant secretary in the Biden administration. Now he's accused of a similar crime in the Minneapolis
So
St.
he's in
Paul
the
airport.
administration.
This is a
He
developing
just got
story.
fired
What
now.
are we doing?
He just got fired now after the
What are
second
we
time.
doing?
Yeah.
After the second time he got fired.
Love purses.
But not his own.
Yeah.
He loves other people's
loves
purses.
stealing them purses.
Yeah. Other people's purses.
He probably started stealing at a young age when he was, you know, he didn't come out as a, I don't know what he is, but obviously he's wearing dresses. He likes women's clothes.
yeah.
So he probably had to steal stuff when he was a kid.
Mm.
Stay with him.
And now it feels like, you know, it's like something that becomes,
Normal.
It gets
Yeah, normal.
normalized. Yeah.
or a fetish almost.
Yeah.
So I saw this. I thought it was interesting. People were posting this all over Twitter and showing how like this girl, either the girl that's playing Wednesday on the new Addams Family kind of movie on Netflix
Yeah,
show on
she's
Netflix.
from Disney.
She's from Disney. She gained over like 20 million followers since this show because it's like blowing up huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the only link in her Twitter bio, or I think this is Instagram, her Instagram bio.
Planned
Planned Parenthood.
What?
Yeah, like you don't think that's strange? Like the only thing she's linking to
What does it say?
Planned Parenthood.
Oh, wow.
Link. It says Linktree though.
Yeah, it's a link tree to Planned Parenthood
That's crazy.
to all of their different
Wow.
links.
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Because if you're watching it,
Because a child Disney star being used to push Planned Parenthood on other kids,
Yeah.
like
That's the whole point. Yeah. That's probably not even her. I mean, it's her, but somebody's handling it, obviously.
someone told her to do that,
Yeah, yeah.
or convinced her to do
Or her
that.
team.
Yeah,
You know.
whoever handles her
Because
Instagram.
I'm sure that's what she cares about.
I
But-
mean, she might just because of how brainwashed they are.
Yeah,
She could, or somebody told her to care about it.
Yeah.
but that would be the brainwashing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, but you know, we back on the politics thing, right? I'm starting to realize that a lot of these politicians that we have now in office basically started off locally,
Yeah,
and I think part of where we, and I've been saying this for a while, but where we fail as people, as citizens, is this: we only care about the 4-year election or
National
national election. We're not really paying attention to the local level, but that's where a lot of them are birthed. And
Yeah.
because nothing is followed up and we don't really go and see, the previous generation before, we don't really get involved to find out what are they doing, who are they involved with. I just watched an interview with Kwame Kilpatrick, and it was actually, he said, listen, the local government has a lot to do with the way the communities ran, the way things are brought in, how money's managed. If you don't catch things at that level. These people go on to be senators, governors, and they move on from there.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
how
mean?
they start. Look at Fetterman.
Yeah, they start off there.
Yeah, that's
know.
it's a climb up a ladder. You
Right.
start out as like a city council or something,
Right.
maybe board of education or something, and then you work your way
Prosecutor.
prosecutors.
Prosecutor, yeah.
Yeah,
And think about that. That was something else. If you want to look at something positive that came out of COVID, was exposing that.
oh
Exposing
yeah,
that because even like you said, like the DEA, right, or the prosecutors, when they go and when they do their campaign and they say, I've prosecuted this and this, they're naming a number of all the people they've processed, but they're not going to talk about all the cases that have been failed,
Right.
rejected, dismissed. They're just pulling numbers.
yeah, or they make deals on a lot of cases
Make
that
deals
they
on a lot of
that they
cases.
know they can't win.
So you're just hearing
Yeah.
numbers. You're not hearing anything. It's like we talked about years ago when we mentioned the lies of the commercial with Kellogg's, and our studies show balanced meals.
Right.
When they did the research, they found out that you were comparing hungry kids in India, and you're doing a comparative between what nothing
did
to
you ever
something.
look into that? Did you ever really hear that story? I think we played it on here with Edward Bernays, like how they did that study, where where it said, cornflakes is a part of a balanced breakfast.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
our
You remember
studies
that?
show
I can't remember. I remember talking about.
Wasn't
it,
that
but I
heart
can't remember what.
heart healthy?
That's Cheerios, but
Oh.
the cornflakes.
They all
thing,
did it.
The cornflakes things was they took a like he's saying a starving village in India, and they compared kids that were eating nothing to kids that were eating cornflakes every day, and said, "See, it has nutritional value."
right.
They had to go. They had to find the
But they
worst
weren't lying.
possible
But
outcome.
so that they could have a study
But it-
that showed
So
that
they weren't lying.
Right.
They weren't
studies
lying.
show that
Technically.
it's part of a balanced breakfast.
Right.
Yo, the dude, these people like Edward Bernays he invented the idea of studies.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you're more likely to believe. if
Yeah,
someone says,
it's a
"I
scientific
wish that-"
process.
Yes.
Yeah.
How could you refute it?
And this is what we're dealing with. It's science.
That's
Yeah.
Fauci. That's
yeah,
Fauci.
yep,
Only when it wants to be, though.
right,
Right.
right.
That's
It's
what's-
manipulated science.
Yeah.
But we never stop. So when we go back to politics and we look at, okay, if you don't participate or really get informed on the local level, those people become the giants of tomorrow because they've already played ball on the back end with the unions, with politicians, with donors. This young man, what's his name again? The Bahamian dude, Friedman.
Yeah.
Once you start getting that kind of money behind you, then you could take off politically. You know what I mean? Because you've already showed them that you're loyal to a certain ideology. But from the local level, if we don't participate and say, hey, listen, we see that you promised this, but you didn't do this. We see that you brought in this, but you did this. If you don't do none of that, by the time they get to
Right.
where they need to be, they're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't touch it.
I mean, anybody who sits back and look at Fetterman and say, yeah, I think he's fit to go.
Yeah.
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 I
Or
mean, they're
does he
talking
have the
about him
money?
running for president.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah, I played it on here when we were all
Well,
here.
running for president?
A silly news reporter.
Maybe I
A news reporter. The
I think he can go all the way, guys.
I think one of the
Yeah,
ladies on the
The
View
View,
said it
yeah,
too.
yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
people are
Yeah.
putting it out there.
But
that's how
now,
delusional.
Right.
because of Twitter and because of social media, I think people are understanding the strategy a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
can be exposed.
All right, so let's move on to this clip Jake sent me. I think this is something we've all seen. It's the Project Veritas clip of this current case that they're dealing with this dean of students, the Joe Bruno guy. You hear about this?
No, I haven't heard about this.
Chicago.
So this is in Chicago, and again, this goes into what we're talking about with local level, with school boards, with being involved, with understanding what's happening. Because this guy, so
Private school too, right?
this is a private school.
Yeah.
Isn't it a Catholic school?
Is it Catholic?
I'm pretty sure it was Catholic.
I know
dude.
it's a private school.
I might be wrong, but I swear it had
Most
some
of the private
Saint
schools
something.
are Catholic anyway.
Maybe it's Saint
Right.
something, but it's not Catholic.
Well, we'll
but-
look it up. It says Francis W. Parker School.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
But yeah, so he is basically you know how Project Veritas does. He's probably on a date with some strapping young lad.
Boy, they love to tell the truth on
They
dates.
love to tell the truth on dates, boy.
Don't ask me anything. I won't say anything. Here's a steak. All right, let me give you all this.
No, what it is
it's pride.
What it is you wanna look
impress,
you wanna impress. So you say things thinking that it's making you sound
Right.
important.
Right.
And
But-
look at him.
Yeah, he looks like a
Weirdo.
Muppet
Lord.
character or
Yes,
something.
he does.
But Mom, are you ready to hear what he's gonna say?
Oh Lord, please.
Hold on. Do you got the follow up to this? Like the
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Jake sent it to me. Here we go.
Okay.
I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking about queer sex, using lube versus using spit.
Meet Joe Bruno, Dean of Students at the prestigious Francis W. Parker Private School in Chicago, which happens to charge $40,000 per student.
They're just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them. They're like, how does this butt plug work? How do we do, like, how does this work? That's a really like cool part of my job.
Parents might be stunned to learn that Bruno's version of love and acceptance means handing out sex toys to underage students.
So I've been the dean for 4 years. During Pride, we do a Pride Week every year, and I had like our LGBTQ plus health center come in. They were passing around butt plugs and dildos to my students, talking.
Okay, we get the point. They just keep kind of going over that. But
How did they get away with that crap?
and let me tell you, like the school was trying to back this up. Like the school was trying to protect this guy. Let's show the clip Stan's talking about when James O'Keefe then confronts him at the school. Why is he standing like that? What is happening?
You know what he reminds me of? Mad TV.
Stuart.
Stuart?
Yeah, Stuart.
Look what I can do.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it's Sacha Baron Cohen dressed up as a character
It does
right now.
Yeah. It's true.
Joe Bruno. Hi there.
Yeah.
James O'Keefe with Project Veritas.
Hell no. No.
You're on camera here talking about giving anal sex toys and butt plugs to
Look
little
at them
children.
kids.
Look at them kids.
They're just like passing around dildos, butt plugs. The kids are just playing with them.
Sir, why are you running? Why are you running away?
Why are you running?
Sir, anal butt plugs and toys?
Yep.
Excuse me?
Bruno just, excuse me, this guy, this teacher is talking about giving sex toys to your children.
This is the space where we're dismissing children.
Right.
Can you actually evacuate the patio?
Right,
please?
but he was giving sex toys to the
I
children.
understand. I have children here.
No, she cares.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have
We're
children
leaving.
here.
But he was talking about giving sex toys to children. We understand. We're reporters asking someone a question. We are leaving. You bet. As you can see, he ran into the building as quickly as possible. Are we allowed to stand on the sidewalk, sir?
Sidewalk, I can't control that.
Thank you. We're going to stand on the sidewalk right here.
He ran like he had a plug
Do you know
up
what
his butt.
Joseph Bruno?
No, man,
Bruno.
I'm getting paid.
Bueller.
They're all sitting there like, we don't talk about Bruno. No.
And bro, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
It is,
Isn't
man.
it? Like,
It's
this
sick.
is so sick.
Tell me why, to push
Keep it up, Mom.
your
Oh.
agenda, you gotta go to sex,
Always.
right? And
Yeah.
perverted sex.
Yeah.
Because you got to recruit.
And you got to teach kids.
To pr-
Influence.
But that's
from
like-
young.
So I just want to show this before you go. So the school has scrubbed any data of him. This is the back. This is the page,
Wayback
the
Machine.
Wayback Machine page of
Yeah.
him on there.
Okay.
They've completely scrubbed this from the school. Of course, they're protecting this guy. You know what I mean? Because it's bringing them bad press. But go ahead, continue.
Nah, what was I?
You can take it down now,
What
Mom.
was I saying?
It's just nasty.
The pervertedness of the,
Yeah.
the
You
conversation.
Oh,
Why do
why do
they-
you have to go to that if it's about just love and people loving each other?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, that's the point because the pushback that people were giving years ago was like, yeah,
It's
okay,
just about love.
this is what y'all say that this is what you want, but what does it lead to?
Mm-hmm.
Where does this end?
Mm-hmm.
So because when people would make this argument years ago and say like, oh, so what are they going to be teaching kids about gay sex in schools? Like, what are we going to be doing? Like, are you guys going to have
Yeah, I
teachers
remember that. Absolutely.
handing around butt plugs?
Yeah.
What would everybody say? Oh, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Never had.
Oh,
It's about the
that's just-
sanctity of marriage.
yeah, you're what do they call it? You're going to the extremes.
Yeah.
Now, you got a guy literally talking about it,
Yep.
and they defend it, saying,
The school defends
"Oh, but
it.
it's just teaching about sex ed.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. And you see, that's the thing, right? I think part of our human nature is not to be disruptive. So one of the things I've learned, and even for me, I've learned this, because I don't want to get involved. Sometimes if I see something, I'll just walk the other way because I'm like, I don't want to get involved in this. But if I was there, now that I have 2 children, right? Would I, because all those, you could see collectively, those parents wanted him out of there.
Yeah.
But would you stand up and say, whoa, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what?
What is happening
especially
here?
you're paying $40,000 a year for your
Right.
child to go there.
A lot of people just don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
They just, we have, but if you don't,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen.
It becomes normal. That's what the old lady is looking like. What is he saying?
Yeah.
Right. And then the
And
other
then
woman
the
was
Karen
more,
is like-
there's a lot of, there's the people who will protect this are more vocal than we should be. And you don't have to go screaming and yelling, but you got to answer some questions.
Yeah.
And you have to stand up and you have to make it so that you recognize this and you don't ever go that way again.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think people understand, like, you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to get crazy, but
Yeah.
you got to make it known, like, this is wrong. Simple things, like
Yeah.
simple things. It doesn't have to be
Why?
outlandish like
No.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, simple things. I was talking to y'all today about my thing with my phone.
Yeah.
My phone broke. I had to get the back fixed. I went to the guy and said, fix my camera. Can you fix my camera on the back of my phone? It's broke. He says, yeah. And then I had, so the case, the back of it, you know how there's glass on the back? That was broke too. So he's like, do you want that fixed? I was like, no, I just want the camera. He was like, well, I'll do both of them for $140. So I was like, really? All right, I'll do that. So, okay, come back in an hour. So I'll come back in an hour, check my phone, and go to use my camera. It doesn't work. So I ask him, I'm like, yeah, it's not working. And I show him that it's black, right? And he says, oh, you want me to fix your camera? That's going to be another $160. So it's going to be, well, it was going to be like $260 altogether. Right? And I'm like, that's all I wanted you to fix. He was like, no, you told me to fix the lens on your camera. So he totally messed up. Right? So I talked to this guy so long.
Yeah.
Like, and talked to him about how, because he was like a 21-year-old. He was from another country. And I talked to him about how this is why you don't do this stuff. Because he said, oh, I made a mistake. First, he was trying to act like it was my fault, right? He tried to say I didn't tell him that, which I did. He tried to say I told him the glass. Why would I tell you I needed my glass fixed? I needed my camera fixed. So I went through everything like, dude, you can't do this, and you can't do this to the next person. And if you keep on doing this, you're going to lose your business. And this isn't even your business. I talked to the manager, to the owner. And I talked to the owner about him. He was like, yeah, I told him. But I told the kid, and I'm like, I'm not mad at you, but
I shouldn't have to pay for your mistake.
Yeah, I'm paying, because like it went from $260 to $200 that I ended up paying. But I'm like, now I'm paying $60 more than I wanted to because of your mistake. I got to pay this now. And you got to at least own up to your mistake, because he didn't want to really own up to it. He's like, well, people come up here and they tell me that their camera's fixed, but it's only the glass. I mean, their camera's broke, but it's only the glass. I'm like, what's that got to do with me telling you something that's true?
Right.
And just because you assume, because they don't know what they're talking about, you assume I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
You know, so, and then talking to the guy, and I ended up, like, the owner, we ended up having some good conversation and working it out, and he was going to talk to the guy. But even like the way I talked to the guy, like I held him accountable. I didn't get mad at him. I didn't start screaming at him.
Right.
And I'm like, no, dude, you're not going to just do this. You got to understand why.
Right.
And that's something
You
that
know?
we don't do anymore.
No.
We avoid that.
That's true. There's a big difference between trying to get revenge
Yeah.
and holding people accountable.
Right.
We
Yeah.
go right to revenge. You hurt me, I want to hurt you.
Yes, yes.
So if we can work on, listen, no, I don't want to hurt you. I'm not. I want you to be accountable.
Right.
I'll give you an example of accountability. We did a job, and it was for a fire protection agency, and it was for a woman. For those who don't know, I'm in the remodeling business. So my partner and I did a job. She gave us a list of everything she wanted done. So we were doing the job for her mother, and she works for a fire restoration company. So she made it seem like, listen, I just need this done, quick, easy, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. We gave her a contract. We listed everything that we were gonna do. We did the job, completed the job, we got paid. A week later, I get an email from her. And the email is littered with like aggressive undertones. I am not happy. I'm very disappointed. Not up to my standard. You did this. Bing, bing, bing.
They always have those trigger words, right?
Yes.
Not up to my standards.
Professionalism, standards.
It was so unacceptable. My husband had
Yeah.
to fix this. That shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know. So in the moment, I was so upset because this rarely happens that I wanted to respond to her, but I said, "Stop."
Yeah.
And I gave myself a few days. And a few days, I realized what was happening. She was giving me her jargon that she gives to every contractor. And unfortunately, within the trades, a lot of guys in the trades, they're not very educated. They're either curse her out or they give her what she wants.
Right.
And she knows, more likely she's getting what she wants because she's promising a lot of jobs. I can be an asset to you. I'll give lots of business. Once she's using that word, she's basically trying to say, give me what I want and I'll give you what you want.
Right.
So I said, okay, talk to my partner, Dylan. I said, we're going to call her. We're not going to get in this email because that's what she wants. She's a warrior on the keyboard. All right. So I said, okay, we're going to call her. Set up a time, called her. But I didn't text her and say, I'm going to call you. I just called her right around. And I said, hello, how you doing? And I'm not going to use her name. She said, hello, who is this? She knows it's me.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, it's James. I said, I'm responding to an email you sent about things that you weren't happy about. We would like to address that. I can't hear you. Hello? Hi, it's James, still here. Oh, yes. Yes, listen, I'm about to step into a meeting. I can't talk right now. I'm just very disappointed. Bye.
She had to throw that.
Because she only wants to go to war over email.
She wants to go to war over
because
email.
then she can control it. It's
Yeah.
on her terms. It's in her territory. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's the same thing we have to do when we get into these situations like you did. You got to hold people accountable without wanting revenge.
Yeah.
My first instinct in that moment was, how dare? But whoa, calm down, James.
Yeah.
There's no need to go into,
Right.
there's no need to do that. And I realized, slow down. I want to have a conversation with you now.
Yeah.
Because I was going to offer her, listen, if you have a problem with the job, I'm willing to come on the site with you so we can go over this. I haven't heard from her since.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No emails either.
Nothing.
Wow.
So what I have learned is this: because we're in this revenge, I got to get revenge. There's a big difference between trying to get revenge on someone and then holding them accountable.
Yeah.
Saying I'll hold you accountable and you got to take ownership of that. They're hoping that because most people are afraid of confrontation, that you run away, or you curse them out or threaten to beat them up, and then they win because you went to the extreme.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't hold them accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I did with this kid. And then when I came back to get my phone, because to go on what you were saying, he was like, "Oh, it's not here. My boss took it." So he was on the other side. So I went over there to get it. So he took it because, and I knew why, because he said to me, he was like, "Yeah, America," because he's from Turkey.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, one thing I found out about America is people try to take advantage of mistakes. So I said to him, just to clarify, you mean I'm trying to take advantage? He's like, no. He's like, I just wanted to make sure because, and he asked me face to face what happened, right? And I told him, And he was saying that to me because he was like, this is what happens a lot. I
Yeah,
get a lot
yeah.
of people
Sure.
who try to take advantage of me
Yeah.
because something little happens. And he was like, this isn't little, but something little happens and then they just go crazy.
Right.
And he was like, I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, no, I just wanted my phone fixed. And I just wanted to, I told him to call you. And I wasn't mad with you on the phone. I
Right.
just wanted to make sure you knew this is why.
Right.
You know, because this guy's calling him.
Yeah.
And then he's telling him his side in Turkish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I get on the phone. I'm like, listen, I don't know what he said, but I know he's telling you his side. But I'm telling you, this is what happened.
Right.
So he was like, all right, well, he's telling you, he's saying one thing, you're saying another thing. So then I got off the phone, and that's when I talked to the kid. I'm like, listen, I know you're saying that I said glass, but that never happened. You assume that.
Yeah.
Like, and then he's like, yeah, I did.
And he's looking for
Like,
the quickest thing to do.
Yeah. And like, dude, if I tell you I need my camera fixed and I show you my camera so you know this is my camera, then that's all it is.
Yeah.
And anything you take out of that, well, then you're taking that and presuming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the issue.
And let me say this, right? As the only foreigner here, I'll tell you this. A lot of foreigners come to America to take advantage of Americans.
Right.
That's
right.
They look at America as a place of hustle.
Yes, and suckers.
They think Americans are suckers and they want
don't
to
know
take
how to haggle.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are so used to countries, and I'm telling you, me I'm an American citizen now, but I'm from another country. Even in Trinidad, where I'm from, they're so used to getting their way. There's no Yelp. There's no business board. There's no Better Business Bureau. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
Take it and go.
Right,
Screw you.
right,
My dad told me in Trinidad when he was building custom cabinet and furniture, when he would go to the lumber yard, they would put all the twisted lumber out front. When you buy, they would pick it out for you. They would sell you the crappy stuff. Well, you already paid for it, so don't care. Don't care. So most foreigners that come over here and try to establish business like that services business, they're just in it for, a lot of times they're in it just to make a quick buck too. They don't care about the service. Then they'll pretend that they don't know, they don't understand English, they can't understand what you're saying. Then they'll do that thing where they speak another language to make it look like you're silly. The only thing that scares them is getting a bad review and being admonished locally, and they'll lose business. But if they could get away with it, they would absolutely do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so talking to the kid, I got that. But talking to the guy, I didn't get, like, he actually wanted to build.
Well, he understands the kid. That's not his business. So he's just telling. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But the other guy realized that a bad review or retaliation could happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He understands that. So
And again, like, I didn't. It's not like I'm not paying for this. I paid for what he gave me that I didn't want. You know what I mean? But it was just like, I wanted him to know, like, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You get it wrong, and now I got to pay for something I didn't even want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And, bring this all back to, we have to be able to talk to people about, yo, that ain't right. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't be talking. You can't be doing this to kids in schools.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
I wanted to show this story along those lines too, because we have an update on this as well. I don't know if you remember that that school that the dad went to the school board. He was kicked out because his daughter was sexually assaulted by a transgender person in the bathroom, and everyone was trying to deny the school, tried to cover it up. The whole
That's where
big
they
scandal.
started the whole the terrorist type stuff.
Yes,
parents.
investigating parents. Yes. So this was the New York Times article, The Right's Big Lie About Sexual Assault in Virginia, where they basically wrote a whole opinion piece about how it was all made up and a lie. You know what I mean? But this is where we're at now. Loudoun superintendent spokeswoman criminally indicted for following rape cover-up. So now they're indicting the superintendent over it because the way it was handled. So for like a year straight, if not longer, we were being told like this is a fake story.
Wow.
Being gaslit about what happened, covering it up. And now all of a sudden, I'm happy something's being done though.
Right.
Yeah.
And why is it being covered up? Because they're trying to protect the people from this community.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I bet you New York Times don't have an article about it. Look who wrote this article.
Yeah, Daily
You know what I
Mail,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, when it happens, when stuff does happen and somebody actually is a victim, they try to cover it up
Yep.
because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Yeah.
No, it goes against
Against
puts a
it.
hole in their narrative,
Right,
which
yeah.
is what we're finding out about the Twitter files as well. Like the
Yeah.
reason why they're not reporting on it is because they know that it makes a lot of the things that they say
Yeah.
sound stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's why we have to hold these people
Yeah.
accountable. Should
Absolutely.
these people be in positions? How did they get in the positions they even have?
Yeah.
Because we
ti-
don't pay attention, man.
Not just because we don't pay attention, because people are looking for the wrong things
Yeah.
to even promote people into
Yeah.
these positions.
Yeah.
You know, like people are looking for the wrong characteristics,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the wrong behaviors, right?
Yeah.
To say, oh, I like you. Like, how many people go out and drink with somebody and they get promoted
Yeah.
to some, you know?
Right.
Right.
I like this guy. We see it in movies all the
Yeah.
time. Like the dude is a train wreck of an employee,
Right.
but he has like one good like hour with the boss where he makes him laugh a little bit. He gets promoted to vice president or
Yeah.
something. Like in all these dumb comedies.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
They go out with a different, like they're trying to make a sale with a company that's overseas.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They don't know the culture, but they slip up and actually do something good with
Right.
that culture and that, you know.
Now all of a sudden
Now
they want to
they're
do the
in.
deal.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars now. Yeah.
Well, part of it too is right. Going back to the teacher thing is this: no one's gonna tell you what their divisive plans are,
Yeah.
but you can, as a parent, specifically parents in this new era of education mixed in with sexual perversion. I would say this: if you are visible, or if you're at least present at some of these meetings or some of these outings, just going, you will see these people they can't contain themselves. You could see agendas, you could see certain things being displayed. That's when because no one's going to tell you, oh, this is my plan for your son or your daughter. They're not going to tell you that.
Nope.
All right, he did that on a date trying to impress somebody. All right, no one would know what he really is up to.
Right.
But this is why you have to talk to your children. Hey, what did your teacher teach you today?
Yeah.
What's going on in your class?
Yeah. What are you learning
What
about?
are you learning in your class?
And that's another thing. Take it from COVID that got exposed because classes were at home.
And parents were
Parents
actively
were
tuning in,
at home.
And remember, they were trying to advocate for not letting parents in the room when
Yeah,
their kids, like,
yeah.
what?
Right,
When their kids are on
exactly.
these Zooms, like,
But-
we should not let the parents in the room.
But here's what's sad about that. The fact that it took COVID to show that your lack of involvement is the derailing of your children is sad.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is your children.
It is.
You should be aware. You should be very aware. And I'm not just saying that's the teacher, because it could be another kid trying to indoctrinate your kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But not to say that we are all responsible as adults, but at the same time, this has been cultivated in American culture over the last probably 50 years, 60 years.
and
you know what I mean?
we've been brainwashed into believing that these are trusted institutions that
Yeah.
care
that's the big
about
part.
children.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
That care about
Yes.
children's
Yeah.
well-being, and
Just
they
So
will-
that's the cultivation.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
so I think, like, what are we looking at? What are we focusing on? Like, if you're focusing on trying to figure everything out, if you're focusing on trying to pick everything apart, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
Right? I think the biggest thing, it's the counterfeit bill. You focus on the real thing.
Yeah.
Right? You focus on, like, especially for us, you focus on a relationship with God. Right?
And you
When-
keep your kids focused on that and understanding that.
when you know, well, even your kids, like when you know and you're seeking after God and you know his character and you start to cultivate that character in yourself, you're cultivating it also in your household.
Yeah.
Right? Your kids start to recognize that character. You know, if it's one thing to say, don't do that, son, but when you say, don't do that and here's why. Right?
Explain it.
And this is what happened to me. And this is what I didn't do when I was a kid. And I learned the hard way. Do you want to learn the hard way? Or do you want to learn from what I'm telling you so you don't have to make the mistakes that I made?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's where we miss it. we get kids that rebel because you tell them things that are religious or legalistic, like don't do this, don't do that. But then you never lead them little by little into the reasons why.
Yeah, sure.
Right? That's like the manners things. Don't put your arms on the table. Your elbows on the table. Don't do this. Stand up straight. But why? Why? And when you have that, that's when kids don't rebel.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's too overbearing, right?
Yeah.
And you're actually showing them that you care by here's why.
Right.
Explaining why. And it's not, I guess it's like an opening up. You're opening up to your kid.
Yeah. And you're being vulnerable.
Yeah,
like
being vulnerable in that.
you realize like you don't have it all together, you know, and you had to learn these things and certain things that you didn't know, certain things that your father did teach you that were valuable. Like when you have these conversations, your kids, they're more willing to listen to you because they're like, oh, he's not just talking down to me.
Right.
Yeah.
He's talking to me.
Yeah,
you know?
I hope my cousin's watching because I will say something that him and I were talking about a little while back. But the loss of the family dinner, the Sunday family dinner, and spending time with your family, but not just, I mean, yes, of course, the immediate family, but just as a group.
Yeah.
That when we're sitting down, we're gonna actually communicate. We're gonna talk.
about
We're
things.
gonna, getting your kids to open up, because then what happens is the transverse is this. That's just how they are. That's just her personality. That's just his personality.
Yeah.
And what you did, you just spoke a spirit onto them, and that spirit is that they're not involved. Leave them alone. They don't. You know what I mean?
Too far gone.
Yeah, and the kid's like, hey, this is good. I don't have to talk to that guy. You know what I mean? Or that lady or whatever. I could just be myself.
What are we cultivating?
Yeah.
We're cultivating hopelessness.
Yeah. And but they're all, now that they have the TV that was out in the living room back in our time is now in their hand.
Yeah.
So they don't care.
Yeah.
I don't get to be bothered.
Right.
But just having that, we were just saying that, being able, my fondest memories as a child in the Caribbean was spending time with the family. When I think of that, I'm like, wow, I learned so much. I mean, a lot of time I was air hustling, but I learned so much. But what Jake was saying here is just explains to a kid, well, why? Why don't you do that? Or why shouldn't you do that? Or why do we do that?
Yeah.
It's so valuable. It may not even make sense to the kid then and there, but as life progresses, oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
they'll start to ask that question.
Yeah.
They'll start to look for that question.
Yeah.
And not just like.
And they'll build trust with you.
Yeah. And not just because they can say it the other way. Well, why am I doing that? And they might not even tell you. They might be, every time you're telling them, do this, do that, don't do this.
Yeah.
Why does that even matter?
Yeah.
See, that's now you're rebelling.
Right. Well,
you
part of
know?
it too is this, right? Where the family unit and the structure of the family, aside from the immediate father, mother, but the correlation of everybody, cousin, auntie, uncle, is this. If you say something, it's just dad. But if Uncle Jamie says it, if Uncle Stan says it, we all say a same thing.
Yeah.
It starts to resonate like, yo, this is, so it's not just me.
Right.
It's the collective of the
Right.
community
Right.
is saying this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And that's another thing, like that I see in churches and I see also in communities, like we don't, you know how they say you don't pick your family.
Yeah.
Right? You don't pick the country you're born into.
No.
You don't pick the family you're born into, the township, the town you're born into,
Yeah.
or what. But you can work in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if your mentality is, I hate my family, I can't wait to get out.
Yeah.
I hate my town, I can't wait to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I hate my country, I can't wait to.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure,
When you're literally just in rebellion, the
rebellion.
whole time. You're always looking at everything as bad. Like you're not seeing anything of value where you're at. That like I love this about. You're not even trying. You're just like, nope, nothing's good here.
Yep.
And
well, it's crazy that like to say I love this country is seen as like a right wing position now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But here's what I was gonna add to is that so then what people do is they go to a place that aligns with how they feel about themselves or how they see the way they see the world, right? they want to see it in the world the way they see the world. How selfish is that?
Yeah.
So we go to a church that fits the way I
see.
want to worship
Right,
God.
Right.
Right? So then you wonder why you get duped.
Yeah. Friends, your social circle, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're cultivating this rebellion that becomes its own religion that now like you only like it because it fits all the superficial things that you say you like.
Right. Until they tell you something that you don't like. Then you're like, I'm out.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. They done did it.
They tripping in here now.
Because the rebellion that you had in you from your family and your city and that was always still there. So it just takes the right thing to remind you, this is why I didn't like. You know what I mean? And then go right back.
And it's not forcing people. I think it's massaging, especially young children, massaging their emotions. That listen, you have to get used to this. You know what I mean? I brought in Sophia Thanksgiving, and we went over this in the car. I was like, when you get in, you have to say hello to your family. She got to the door and she put on her hoodie. I don't know why, but what I recognized in that was no. You're going to say hi.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And she cried and cried and cried, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But the way he handled that was, I don't care what you feel right now or what you're doing. This is what you have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, and if you don't, all right, so then you don't get the phone. You don't get to have anything you want to have. No, you don't get to have no snacks. You don't get to do nothing.
Right.
You sit there and do nothing
Right.
because you don't want to act right.
All you have to do is say hi, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Right.
simple is it?
Right.
Yeah.
But and once you did that, it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, why do I have to say hi to everybody? Like that could be like it's just saying like somebody could be like, leave her alone. She doesn't have to say hi to me. It's just hi.
Yeah.
You know, but not understanding that there's an overarching
Behind
I've just cultivated a spirit within her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you've blocked the idea of no, you're supposed to honor the household that you walk into and say hi to every one of your family members and appreciate them and greet them for when you enter their house. It's about honor. It's about respect.
Very true.
Exactly.
You know, it's not just a thing we do because we want to be nice and polite and don't want people to talk about us.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because then what happens? It loses its meaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's because you keep saying cultivating a spirit. That's the spirit you're supposed to cultivate.
Yeah.
See, the meaning is in the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're like, you're passing that spirit along. That's the one.
Right.
We're supposed to be one in spirit, right?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
spirit?
Spirit of God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're cultivating. That this is the spirit of God that I'm pushing you into to be this. What you're doing is separate from that, and that's where you can't live.
Yeah, she does. She's like, Daddy, was I nice? No. She So I just look at it as childhood innocence.
Yeah.
But eventually
Because she wants
ask,
to understand. Yeah.
why to do it. Yeah.
Right. Because I'm like, you're gonna say hi. She's like, was I nice?
So I want to keep going on this Twitter files release thing.
Hold on. Can we play? Because it goes with this.
What?
Can we play that video I sent?
The short.
Yeah.
I got you.
Just because it goes along with this, and y'all tell me, because what we're talking about, y'all tell me how it goes along with this.
Okay.
But
I'm trying.
yeah,
to
that
find
one
it.
right there.
That one.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
It's
pause.
the pastor. Because it goes with
I
this.
saw this.
So this guy.
No, really. Is
Yeah.
New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America. Wow. And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not raising cannabis? I'll be able to bring in black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming. I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. This is the kind of conversation. So if the guy, black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church? Where do I join? Yes. I don't need no pamphlet for him. I'm looking for people that smell it.
Messing with that and the weed.
The music.
So why did I
great.
play that?
Because-
Why do you think that made sense with what we were talking about?
I'll tie it in, man. Tie it in. Because, I mean, it's hilarious, first of all. It's ridiculous. But it's,
Okay,
I think it's him trying to justify something that he wants to do
Right.
to make money
Right.
and connect it to why it would be good for the church
And for the black
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he says it in his preacher
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
with his glasses that he has no prescription for and his suit and all these things don't matter.
Yeah.
Right? But what I'm saying is that you can have somebody doing all that stuff and they can be totally legit.
Yeah.
And then you can have somebody doing all that stuff and be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And you hear what's coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the same guy who was talking about Roe versus Wade and talking about how at this church we believe in
Women's right
having
to choose.
abortion.
Right to choose.
Yeah, women's right to choose and having abortions, and whoever wants to have an abortion, all right, let's get that first baby up here to get baptized. To be Christian, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To be Christian. So it's like,
Yeah, he's one of the ones that Jesus would turn over the tables in his church.
yeah. So I'm saying it because, like, if you really listen to him, I've heard him in other things. Like, he's so culturally, black culturally, preacher culturally,
Yeah.
like, he fits all those notches, right?
right.
But he lacks the spirit. He lacks the meaning behind it. Like, none of that stuff matters. It's just cultural, right?
Yeah.
But even like, so then you can hear that again and you can be turned off when another person who's totally filled with the Spirit. That's why you got to listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's why you got to listen to where they're coming from. And I'm saying that you got to listen to where they come from.
Yeah.
you
People
know?
responding to his cadence though. He has all the.
Yeah. That's my point.
He has all of that.
Yeah.
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 So he's like the son that's in the house that's got the dad down, but has no understanding of why dad does everything he does.
Yeah.
He's just
You know what I
copying
mean?
something.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that. But I like the edit of the music. People are roasting him though.
Yeah. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
As they should.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to go in on a little bit on the Twitter files before we wrap up. One of the things that really was starting to come out about this, we talked about it a little bit, but it's really getting exposed more and more, is the fact at how Twitter was just ignoring child sex trafficking this whole time.
Yep.
Like in a real crazy way, where it was just happening blatantly on the site. They were doing nothing about it, and the fact that we know that the FBI was actively meeting with Twitter every month or so, and was doing nothing about this is crazy. So there's a Liza Blue on Twitter. She's one of the most outspoken people about this. She's a sex trafficked person herself, survivor. So she's advocates for this all the time. She's been screaming about this for years on Twitter, but they would refuse to do anything about it. So she's been working with Elon now she's the one that has been working with Elon to like eliminate a lot of these hashtags, these people's pages that are posting up, sexually explicit stuff with kids. Like they've been on top of it.
I can't believe that's allowed when you told me that.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to read this tweet
But
that
they're
she
banning Trump.
exactly
Yeah.
over some false,
Over
vague,
coded
language. Yeah,
of just plain talk.
right. Because they said that when he said brave patriots,
Right.
patriots was a dog whistle for QAnon people who could incite violence, and then
And it only came from the one person.
yes,
That
Vijay Gade.
Sounds like implying intent.
It's exactly what it is. But let me read this tweet because this says a lot about what's going on Twitter. She said, "This is a reminder. A 13-year-old minor survivor begged Twitter to remove a video sexually exploiting him." And when I heard about it, it was like a video of him performing sexual acts.
Oh my gosh.
Twitter reviewed the content and said no. They had his government ID showing that he was a minor at the time. The video had over 160,000 views with over 2,000 retweets. Nothing happened to any of these people. A little bit more. They were doing a Twitter Spaces, which is kind of like Twitter's version of Clubhouse. They have their own version of Clubhouse that they do where it's called Twitter Spaces. People can get on there.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Totally.
And she did one, and Elon Musk came on it, and they were talking about all this stuff. And I guess this is what she's tweeting about here. She said the Department of Homeland Security had to stop in to get Twitter to remove the video. Twitter refuses to take responsibility. The lawsuit is headed up. How bad does it have to get? Ask I don't know. That's another article. But so she's been speaking out against like how this stuff has been being covered up. But something that just came out in the Twitter files again was this dude, Yoel Roth, who got fired. Remember the one who we talked about weeks ago who got fired? So apparently this guy wrote his like dissertation or thesis paper. Did you see this, Stan? Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
He wrote his...
Yeah, for University of Penn.
The University of Penn just removed Yoel Roth's dissertation on gay sex dating apps. What are they trying to hide? Why don't they want people to read it? So he wrote a whole dissertation about how kids are on Grindr, basically.
Yeah.
He did a dissertation on Grindr.
Yeah.
He's gay. He did a dissertation on Grindr, talking about how kids are on Grindr. So basically, we should find a way to let them have their own.
Because they're born, they're sexualized already.
Yeah,
or something like that.
You can't hide porn from kids. It's impossible. So why not just let them be on there? And then there's a lot of tweets that people are finding from his account that are just kind of suspect. That awkward moment when you can't tell whether your neighbor has a really loud infant or just really watching really loud porn. He had a burner account on Twitter called Otterific where he would tweet like really grotesque, nasty stuff. People found that. Were you on XY, Majinic, or another teen-targeted gay social networking site? I love the chat. Oh, yeah, he's referencing teen-targeted gay social networking sites, seeing if he can get something worked on. Like, can high school students immediately consent to sex with their teachers? Like, this is the dude that is in charge.
It's from 2010.
That's from 2010. This is the dude that was the head of Twitter's safety.
Wow. Yeah, it was a board that was called something stupid.
Yeah. This is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. You know what? For me, I mean, I like that Elon's cleaning house and everything, but if he really wants to change things, he got to get rid of pornography on this side. I don't know anything about Twitter. I don't have it, but
that's what a lot of people have been saying and telling him.
You have to get rid of this.
Like
man.
you got to get rid of
this because this is gonna sneak through.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's no need to have that on Twitter
at all. And we're just talking about Twitter.
Yeah,
Google. How big is Google? How big is Facebook?
Remember all those weird hashtags and keywords that I showed y'all on YouTube that they were doing to get to like backdoor YouTube to the kitty weird stuff?
Yeah.
Like that stuff is crazy.
It's on there. Like, it took Elon, the richest guy in the world, to expose Twitter.
Yeah.
But that's why do you think they're going so hard now? Why do you think they're
try to stop him?
They're trying to stop him because I think there's a lot of people tied up in this. Podesta's daughter or niece or somebody was working in Twitter's
board as a part of Twitter's board
on one of these boards. Like it's crazy the people that they had in charge of monitoring the safety and like and in charge of banning people.
Monitoring safety, they're really just monitoring them, keeping their own self safe.
Yeah.
To do whatever they want.
And they're people.
And when you see like what his interests are, this guy, of course he's gonna want to push certain ideas on the platform more than others. Of course he's gonna want to allow people to do this, but not allow them to do that. You know what I mean?
I just can't believe when you told me. I don't have Twitter, but I can't believe that you told me there's full on pornographic
hardcore porn on Twitter.
Really?
Absolutely, yes.
I thought Twitter was just a platform people to share, be able to.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
There's different corners of Twitter, man. You know, I mean, I never see it because my feed is all news.
Yeah.
But I know people, People talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan talks about it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just think that, and apparently like this new drop that they're about to do has a lot to do with this.
Well, this is Jake Shields. Jake Shields has been going ham. That's a former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Shields is the one that tweeted this because he's saying that the FBI needs to investigate Yoel Roth because of these tweets. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have been posting this stuff. That was just the first one I could find to show y'all.
But we found out the FBI has been into it.
Yeah, the FBI has been. The FBI had a back door. They had meetings. But yeah, like the dude that you put in charge, he wrote his dissertation about Grindr.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just strange.
A lot of weird stuff coming out of Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All of these
Right
big
across
news.
the bridge from us.
And then this is another thing that is getting Elon in trouble. So Elon tweeted out, "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci."
Prosecute and Fauci.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or his two pronouns.
Yeah. So of course, like Scott Kelly, who's an astronaut, like why do we care about what he says? He says, "Elon, please don't mock and promote hate towards already marginalized and at risk of violence members of the LGBTQ community." He just said pronouns, dude. He just said pronouns. And then he goes, "Furthermore, Dr. Fauci is a dedicated public servant who sole motivation was saving lives." How do you know
Sure.
that?
Right.
So then
Drinking
so
the
then
Kool-Aid.
Elon responds, and this is another reason why they're coming after this dude. "I strongly disagree. Forcing your pronouns upon others when they didn't ask and implicitly ostracizing those who don't is neither good nor kind to anyone. As for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded gain-of-function research that killed millions of people. Not awesome, in my opinion."
Not awesome. It's not motivated by the good in his heart.
Right. So, and a lot of people are saying that the next drops are going to have to do with those two things, with the sex trafficking stuff and Fauci, and about how like evidence that how Fauci lied. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think though we're seeing all this stuff come out, and you know, it can cause people to be angry. You know what I mean? Like, but we gotta have a little mercy too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But that goes back to what we were saying about it's not about getting angry and wanting revenge. It's about confronting people and holding them accountable.
Yep.
If you hold people accountable, you know, a lot of times, yes, are they going to admit, "Oh, I was wrong, I'm sorry." A lot of times they'll dance around a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you have to be willing to hold the line. It's
Yeah.
going to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because no one wants to be told that they're wrong. But if we show up and we participate in the process by asking questions or demanding certain things, they'll have no choice if enough people do it.
Yep.
Because it takes one person to stand up and say, "Hey, listen, I'm not going for this." You know?
And this is what's happening with Elon.
Yeah.
He stepped in, and I don't, you know, that doesn't mean he's the most amazing person in the world.
Absolutely not.
Right.
But he's
Like that
doing
Neuralink
he
stuff
did
is still
something.
scary.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Well-
he's doing something
Right.
that is needed.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And you got to acknowledge that.
And Twitter became, from what Jamie and I have talked to, at least Jamie explained to me, Twitter became what the news and the New York Times and the Washington Post all was at a time. People sharing information, but except they do it on a public social platform. But the thing about that is, without anything being unchecked, it's the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
And it's a few minutes of people just ranting and raving at each other, and you have a certain group of people calling things fact without even checking it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just spun out there into the world, into the universe, and there's no nothing. You'll never, we as a public, if we're not informed, we see a thread, we believe this. We never follow through like, "Yo, this is a lie?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you guys see that the Pfizer CEO stepped down?
Oh no,
No.
I didn't see that.
I saw that, and apparently he fled to Israel.
Oh boy, really?
I don't know if it has anything, like people are speculating it has to do with these Twitter drops because
Has to do with Kanye West.
He's not welcome there.
no, but I thought this was hilarious. Pull this up, Mom. This is one of those like fake posts that people always make that they think no one is dumb enough to see through. Our son Jasper wrote his Santa letter yesterday, and it filled us with hope. Even the kids get it, and it's, "Dear Santa, I am vaccinated, so I don't need presents. I wish for equality and for Elon Musk to stop destroying the world." Like, yo, this has to be like, no, this can't. Like, you gotta stop. You can't be serious, yo. You can't be serious. Remember that commercial I played for y'all last Christmas, where it was a couple different commercials where it was like, "Santa, I don't want toys this year for Christmas. All I want are vaccines." Remember?
Yeah.
You remember that, dude?
Yeah.
Like the propaganda.
But think about it. I was thinking about this all growing up. All the vaccines we were getting as children, what the heck were they really?
Yeah.
And then giving them to you guys. And then you guys, I don't know if you're giving them to your children, to go to school and stuff. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
have to.
Look at that. And we don't know what the heck. So
I mean, we know
pray.
that like certain ones,
gotta pray.
like there's.
I mean, but we know they're not what's going on now. This is a whole
this
nother
is
level.
different.
No, I know, but
this
then
mRNA stuff is different. But
Yeah. I started thinking about that.
you can't say that for all vaccines because the measles, mumps, all those things are scientific.
Yeah.
The polio vaccine, all those things saved millions of lives. You know,
And went through the proper trials.
They went through the trials. Yes,
It took years.
We're
for them to get
We're
approved.
specifically speaking about some experimental drug that
No, I
the
know.
trial is happening now.
Right.
And now they're starting to report on these died suddenly people.
Yeah.
And they're smart.
All
Some
the
people are starting to correlate it to the vaccines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's another thing that Twitter suppressed was the opposing doctors.
Yeah, they banned Robert Malone. He's back
Yeah.
on Twitter now.
Yeah, he's
he
back
just
now.
got reinstated.
Cardiologist, what's his name?
Yeah,
Peter McCullough.
Peter McCullough was
Yeah.
banned.
Right.
Anyone, and that was another thing that came out in the communications was that they needed to censor all that information. And Fauci was involved.
I was gonna say that's where Fauci comes in.
Yeah.
because he told them who to censor.
Yeah.
Him and Francis Collins.
And we're not saying that vaccines or medical care is bad, but we're saying disinformation or the pushing of a specific agenda without any other alternative. We have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. We understand that medicine and healthcare is important. It's vital. But pushing a certain agenda, and then what's the agenda I'm talking about? I'm talking about a globalist agenda. People who are not medical professionals, IT people, computer designers, speaking and pushing so hard and investing money into it. Something is very suspicious when you look at that. Then you start tracing their family lineage and who were their fathers and their mother, what heads of state, what industry did they run?
Bill Gates.
What? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What companies did they run? What interests did they have? What
Planned
did they invest
Parenthood.
in? Then you start looking into that.
No, Bill Gates' dad was the president of Planned Parenthood.
No, it's
Isn't that
true.
something?
And he was a eugenicist.
Yes.
Just
So
laughing because you keep.
Yeah, I just in case because he's tiptoeing around it, so I gotta throw the
no, I like that you do
James
it.
is flying the plane. Jamie dropping the nukes.
Drop the missile.
That's
but
right.
I'm saying I'm doing it specifically like that because a lot of people can't make the correlation.
Yeah.
So I like that he's saying it like that because when you stop and you have this board and you look on there, this guy's connected to this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's parents connected to this company. That's It's a big tree.
And it's funny, I was gonna say
decision.
that.
Go ahead, Mom.
No, I was just going to say that earlier. Everything evil is connected to each other.
That's what you're not looking
And
at.
not only that, every one of those things feeds each other
Yes.
economically.
That's where I'm going with
You know what I
this.
mean?
So if you don't stop and you don't really, well, okay, let's go back then. Let's see why they're so interested in vaccines for the world and vaccines for this and health and food and global population and this and oh wait, they gave 10 billion to this agenda and 5 billion to this thing and to this thing and to that thing, and you don't make those correlations. it'll just seem like they're just do-gooders. Like this kid right here. Here's a weirdo.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Here's a weirdo that just wants to work hard and make billions and millions to help people.
He doesn't care about money. Look at his hair. Look at his clothes.
Right. And then let's take it even further. You have the Theranos person, Elizabeth Holmes. You have him. Is these sort of like this new era of I'm just doing this for the goodness of my heart. I just want to help the world. Yeah. And you don't stop and say, all these people have something in common. All these
narcissists.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. But that's where my plea is for people to stop and just go do a little research.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
But I mean, this stuff has been just inundated in our cartoons, in our society, like just everything. Like, I remember Fabian, right? 2000. This is back in 2003. Like the cartoons that he would watch.
That was another level back then.
It was the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Right?
That was like the height of Nick Jr.
Yeah.
Nick.
The sarcasm that was in these cartoons, the level of sarcastic disrespect towards the parents, right? Like even in just the shows, but the cartoons also. Man, I wasn't even serving God at that time, but I'm like, yo, this is wrong.
Yeah.
You can't watch this.
Yeah.
You can't watch this. Like, like this ain't right, you know, because it triggers you to be like, I grew up in this, you know what I mean? And you know, but what I'm saying is it teaches us to rebel.
Yeah.
It teaches us to not take things seriously, right? It teaches us
to not honor.
the what's the Family Guy, the stuff you
The
guys
Simpsons. Yeah, South Park.
Yeah, all these shows really teach you to be disrespectful, to be rebellious, right? And to not honor people. And that's where the narcissism comes from. Because it starts with like, I don't got to listen to you because I know better than you. And then you start thinking that everything you're doing is better than what everybody else is doing. So now I have to be the one to create the thing that saves everybody.
Yeah.
How narcissistic. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But it looks so glorious to people who are selfish, right? I'm going to be the savior of the world. Jesus did that.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
Yeah. And that's what we're dealing with, man. It's crazy.
Let me show this.
We let this go so far.
Let me show this clip of the one of the only ones trying to fight for what we're talking about in our government.
You know, part of this issue and other issues with COVID, goes back to an attempt to enforce one acceptable narrative on all these issues. And, you saw it with the censorship of Dr. Bhattacharya with Twitter. You also saw it with Dr. Fauci and some of these people saying that they needed to go after these people who wrote the Great Barrington Declaration. They wanted to not contest the ideas in that. They basically wanted to smear them because they didn't want to have any criticism of their lockdown policies. And so part of the reason I think it's been a bad response is because from the very beginning you had a lot of arrogance that it's our way or the highway, and anyone that offers any type of a dissenting opinion. And they were censoring from day one. People that would write anti-lockdown things in March of 2020, April 2020, some of those would get taken down off some of these big tech platforms. And so we saw that over and over again. And I think that ultimately, your policies or your positions or your analysis of this medical science should stand on its own. And if it's not able to accept criticism, if you can't defend the policy against valid criticism, then maybe you need to be looking in the mirror. But that's not what these elites wanted to do. They wanted to just cocoon themselves from any criticism and to try to denigrate anybody that had a different way of thinking. So I think with the Twitter, what Elon Musk is doing, I think there's going to be a lot more that comes out with that. And I think that that's very important. But I think it's also important to say, Twitter is not even close to most of the censorship, what was going on. They're a much smaller company than like a Google or YouTube or some of these others. And I guarantee you everything that was going on in Twitter is going on in these others, if not even more so. And we got a sense of that when they went after us for having the opposing the masks, having the experts oppose the masks for these young kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, he makes a valid point. Like, we're talking about Elon exposing all this at Twitter. Twitter is a small fish compared to Google, YouTube, even Facebook.
Yeah.
And they all were doing the same thing and are continuing to do the same thing. Listen, we talked about our video getting taken down last week.
Yeah. And listen, like what he said is, it makes 100. If you take your emotions out of it. If what you're saying is truth, it should be able to stand up to criticism.
Yep.
You should be able to prove that.
I mean, yeah, that's what responsible people are supposed to be doing.
Yes, prove people wrong with your science. If you're saying, because science, the meaning of science is being able to test, repeat, and you should be able to do it in any condition at all times. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole
challenge it.
Foundations, like if we building on bad foundations, bad material. Don't you want to know that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't you want to know that? Like,
If
unless
we're
you
wrong-
just want to look like you built
if we're
something
wrong.
amazing.
I mean, I lost my dad over this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man.
to say, oh, we made a mistake, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But that's why they can't. That's why they have to go so hard. That's why they have to
They can't
censor.
admit it.
That's why they have to, use all these legal loopholes and gaslight everyone into, we didn't say that, when there's clear evidence.
Yeah.
Because they know that so many people lost loved ones. So many people, put foreign substances they really don't know the effects of in their body.
Because they told them that this
Safe
is the
and
best
effective.
choice. Yeah, it's safe and effective.
And
There's
that
no other choice.
it went from 99% effective. You ever see those videos where they show over time how it went from 99% effective, and then it drops all the way down to like
to now,
negative.
sort of maybe.
yeah. Now
literally
it's
negative.
Yeah.
Effect.
yeah. Like they people have put compilations of the progression from when they first rolled it out to like over the months, how they kept dropping the percentage.
Yeah. And it's crazy. The pride is outrageous. Even with like Donald Trump, like in this topic.
Yeah.
Like
he won't let it go.
Yeah.
He's right on a bunch of stuff, but
yeah, this is where it's like, all right, dude, you need to humble yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's not about what you did. It's about what is the most important thing for the country, for people.
Well, it goes into what you were just talking about, where it's like when you have this, you have some of that narcissism of like, I'm gonna be the one to save everything. It's gonna be me. I got to do it.
And part of it too is, honestly, from a political standpoint, we don't know what companies may be funding a campaign or
Well,
background.
we know Pfizer funded his.
Yeah.
We know that.
Well, that could be a political
He
interest.
took money from them and Moderna.
I mean, that sometimes too.
for what the his regular campaign or the heck is it called? Warp Speed.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw that Trump took money from both of them during his campaign in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So,
yeah,
you're not gonna get up and speak anything bad about them,
right?
You know what I mean, because if you said it was a bad choice, then you're literally condemning them. We don't know.
The thing is, he should have stuck to his guns when he said the cure can't be bad, can't be worse than the actual virus. And turns out, well, in my opinion, turns out it is.
Right.
Yeah. Worse.
Well, it's not a cure, so technically it's not.
Right. Technically
So-
it's not. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it worked out great for the Democrats because they were able to use it
And
to win
those
the election.
companies, drug companies.
Because if it wasn't for COVID, Trump's the president right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's wrap it up there. We got to a lot. It's 10:36.
We never even talked about our awesome restaurant experience.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes. We had a good time, man.
How'd y'all? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
My
$150
first time.
plate.
Huh?
Your $150.
Well, I
Close
got
to it.
It was I got the they had like the prefixed menu, which
Yeah.
was
Okay.
it was with my it was like 100 and something for 10 something.
105 or something like that.
Which wasn't bad. It came
If
with
you
it.
wanted wine, it was 150.
Yeah.
The wine added.
But it was like
$45
appetizer, soup, the beef Wellington, and a dessert.
Yeah.
You know,
It was the first celebrity styled restaurant that I've been to that lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
And then some. I mean, I could care less about the ambiance. It did look nice.
Yeah.
But I'm going for quality of food.
Right.
You know.
Where was it?
That's what I wanted.
Caesars.
Atlantic City.
Okay.
But it was good. I got to give them credit. I was very impressed.
Thank God, because imagine if you went and paid all that money. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Well,
Been through that too.
I'm going to support my sister and my brother-in-law. So.
Was it last year?
But I would, because listen, they would have been 0-2 right now.
Was
A
that
sushi restaurant.
Yeah,
Which
that
one?
sushi restaurant.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
I've been looking at
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect with that one.
We
either.
were laughing when Stan got that. What was it, octopus?
Yeah.
That little piece. He was
Yeah.
Where was that place?
That was
Hard
that
Rock?
Tropic?
Hard
Yeah,
Rock.
Hard Rock.
Hard
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was.
that wasn't good. But there's
It
been
wasn't good. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough for
Not
what
for
they
what you paid.
For what you
Yeah.
paid.
And the other place, Amada, that we went to the one time.
The tapas, yeah.
Tapas. Did you go with us there?
No, I didn't. But I've gone to Amada's.
That place is a ripoff, bro.
Yes, I have. And the thing is, what makes it even worse is the pageantry of them coming with that giant plate and the aprons, flinging it down like ta-da, and you're like,
Right. Like, dude, we were like sitting in a giant bird cage. Our table was like inside of a giant bird cage. And then it's like they bring the plate over and it's
Yeah.
like 3 slices of salami on a plate. Like, literally, I'm not even joking, bro. Like,
will
it's
say.
like sliced salami
Yeah.
on a plate.
Yeah.
And they're like, enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and these it made from the pig of the Spain, the Spanish black for the pig.
See, I'm not into all that. Like, the Salt Bay stuff. Like, where
Salt
they-
Bay is next level, bro.
But I'm saying like
Yeah.
all
type
the stuff that they
pageantry.
do.
Yeah.
That's what tapas
Yeah.
mean, though. Small portions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we just went. I didn't go with them, but I just went because everybody was like, "Oh, there, oh
Chef,
man."
and it was an Iron Chef. It was Chef Garza's restaurant.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
true,
like,
yeah. It
because
should be
that
good.
was when Bobby Flay's was actually good.
Yeah.
Bobby
Never
Flay's
first- that's the
Steakhouse
only other
is
one
good.
that held up.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, okay, let's check out the other Iron Chef,
Yeah.
and that place. Like, I remember one of the things was just a bowl of olives. The other, Nita got like,
There's a guy back there with a can, like,
Yeah.
how dumb do I think they are? Check this out.
$45. And then I remember Nita got like some sliced green apples with
Yeah.
a couple of pieces of cheese
Life
and some
insurance
honey.
policy.
Yeah. Bro, it was terrible.
No.
Like, we all were looking around like, what is this?
Yeah.
I did think though that when we placed the order and all that, and then they brought the soup out,
Yeah.
and it was just the row of potatoes on there.
Yo,
and they
did you
sat it
get
in
the
front
soup
of you.
too? Oh no, you're
I
my
was next
face,
to you,
yo,
so-
because I'm already got low expectations with these restaurants
Right,
sometimes.
yeah.
So my man, and of course, like, it's funny because all the
Wait, which
stats.
soup is this? I mean, what place is this?
This is
Back to
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Hell's Kitchen. All the wait staff is Mexican, of course.
Okay.
So I'm chopping it up with them, talking about the World Cup and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We got into a little one of the dudes said that Argentina wasn't gonna win. But anyway, so they're bringing out like food for everybody, and he puts this big bowl in front of me, and there's literally like 3 little slices of potato in the middle of the bowl. And I literally said to him, "What's that?"
Everybody's looking like.
And then he started laughing, and then he took the
poured-
picture and he
yeah,
poured the
poured
soup
the soup.
over the
Oh,
potatoes.
right.
It was like a thick mushroom broth soup, and it was really good too.
Yeah.
but
Messing with him.
yeah.
Because it's like he knew the reaction reaction was going. He knew what the reaction was going to be.
Because that's like
Jamie,
something.
yeah, I can just see like as it comes in Jamie's head.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, oh hell no,
Right.
not another one.
Right.
Yo, man, for real. But
Nah,
it,
he had a good sense of humor.
it was funny though. Yeah, the dude knew too. He was laughing because he knew.
Yeah, it was good. I got to give them credit.
Yeah.
The focus is on the food, and it's good portions. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's done well. And what I like about it is that the menu is simple. It's not all over the place. They're not trying to be anything more than what they are, which is British sort of American fare. What that would be?
I think it's like classic British, American, but mostly classic like beef Wellington. They
They're
do
known
the
for the
filet
I think
mignon.
They're known for that one.
Beef Wellington is his
Wellington,
staple.
yeah.
And then the filet mignon. You got the New York strip steak. It's a lot of beef. You
How
know,
was the beef Wellington?
It was good.
It was good.
I was not expecting anything because to me it's like filet mignon wrapped in a pastry. Like, how can that be good?
Plus, British food
It's
is
not known for flavor.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then, like the way that he made it, there was like a mushroom paste around the filet mignon between the bread, and it was super tender and buttery, like perfect medium rare. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I think the only thing they didn't have was the rack of lamb, right?
They were out of it. That's what Liz was gonna order, but they were out of it. So she
There
got
was
the
some
short.
there was some influences behind us.
Literal.
Oh my
Remember the girl taking? Oh,
Yeah, they ordered. Yeah, they ordered like
Dude, no, it was her.
It was her
He
that
was
got-
just along for the ride, bro. He was just along for the ride.
But he got that bill.
So they got the last rack of ribs.
Rack
so
of lamb,
it was
yeah.
somebody behind us. A
Well,
table
yeah,
behind
yeah.
us.
Oh,
It was
okay.
two of them.
She was clearly an influencer.
Yeah, she was.
Because it took them 2 hours to start eating any
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, they were getting food when we came in.
Bro.
They had that seafood thing.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not eating
They're
all this.
ordering everything on the
They're
menu.
not eating all this at all.
Right.
And
Like,
she's doing a photo shoot with every plate.
and he's just
from
standing there.
multiple
He's
angles.
just standing there with his fork, like, nah, nah. He's got to wait for her to take pictures.
Yo, it
So-
was crazy.
and they-
I should have filmed it, man.
Yeah. Because they didn't even the staff had to like box up everything.
Yeah.
There's no way they finished all of that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
couldn't even.
Yeah.
There's no way.
She's got to be an influencer because she probably has a food blog site or Instagram or something.
Yeah, she's gonna voice over or something. On it.
Yeah, she's gonna do a
But
voiceover. She's gonna.
he's a
post the
grown man
pictures.
just sitting there like this.
He didn't get to eat nothing, bro. And he probably paid for everything. But it was just funny just watching that, like the
Yeah.
life we live now,
Yeah.
man.
Because there's just plates and plates of food. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And she got the last,
She got the
rack
last
of lamb.
rack of lamb
That
and
somebody
didn't
was
even
gonna
eat
get.
it.
Yeah, didn't
Should have
even
been like, you got all that food. Can we get that?
Yeah, it definitely was awkward watching that. But hey, you know.
Yeah.
But I like I said, the food was good company and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy about that though? It's like, yes, it's really, really good. But I think there's probably restaurants in Philly that's I think on that level.
Probably. It's just you don't know them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's hard to know, and it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Because you go to some of them restaurants and then it's like disappointing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They have to live up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you're paying probably an extra 20 to 30% because it's a celebrity chef.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you're definitely because I don't think it's worth it. Was it good? Yes. I don't think it's worth that price.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
You know.
That's what's frustrating. Like, as much as you try to vet a place,
Yeah.
You don't know.
you don't know.
Because
Yeah.
again, it's like I've always argued this with Shaniqua about this is my wife about Yelp. When she reads reviews, I'm like, yeah, but how do you know that person likes exactly what you like?
Yes.
You know.
That's the hard part.
Yep.
Like Yelp is, we always talk about this because we travel so much. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's good sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's like where
Gives you
you're
an idea.
at.
Yeah.
Like the people who are in that area, like if we're in like Scottsfield, Georgia,
Yeah.
right? And the people who are like in the Yelp, like
Yes.
most of the time it never works out.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Never.
gonna say best breakfast place in town, and you
Yeah.
go there and it's like
Yeah.
the worst. Yeah.
Yep.
So
But it was good. It was good. I have a theory though. My theory is when I go to those places, I never. Well, not a theory. This is my practice. I don't get drinks
Yeah.
because I want to enjoy the food. And plus, I feel like the drinks are almost the price of an entree.
Yeah, they
So-
really are.
So by the time,
How mu-
because
I didn't even look. How much
At
was
least
the old
appetizer,
fashioned?
18.
Oh, that's not bad actually.
that's not bad, but
Yeah.
still,
AC too.
that's a side right there.
But you figure it's in a glass like this.
Yeah.
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 Right?
With
That's
a fill to the
With a
top.
lot of stuff
Fill
in
to the
it.
fill to the top with
With
ice.
ice balls right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, huge ice.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't do that because
That's why we was pre-gaming in the car.
Yes, sir.
I told him, he made a joke, right? I don't know if you made the joke, but we were talking about this. She said, "Would you guys like sparkling water? Their version
or
of sparkling
flat water,
or tap water." We said tap water. I can't remember who said this, but yeah, bring me the same water that you cook the food with. It's going in the same place. Because you're not cooking it with sparkling water
right,
back there.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But they want you. This the upsell.
Yeah, because it was
They
seven.
want you
They
to-
gave us 6 bottles. The one guy filled our cup maybe twice.
Yeah.
6 bottles of sparkling, their version of sparkling water, $7 a piece.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So it's all the upsell. And if you don't know, you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'll take sparkling."
Yeah.
Or I'll take flat. But even the flat is like chilled water. It's
Yeah.
like it's not tap water.
Even when I got
You know what
tap
I mean?
water, when I said tap, please, when he brought over the sparkling, he was like so gentle with it. He was like, "This is good, the best amount of water. I pour it for you, you know. I rub your ear while I do this." Then tap water, he's like, "Cheap bastard."
Knock your cup over.
He's like not gentle at all. He's clinking the gas.
Yeah.
Because they want to make you feel special.
Right.
No, but I had fun chopping it up with them about the World Cup, dude.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
as
had a
soon
good
as
time.
they lit up when I started talking about that.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, of course, like most of those guys wanted to see Messi win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the one.
And then the one guy was a hater, dude. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's probably a Ronaldo fan.
He probably is. But
But it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get that either. Like, why Ronaldo fans got to just hate Messi? Like, why can't you just be a Ronaldo fan? You know what I mean? And not hate Messi?
They're the arch rivals, man.
Media again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
Wrap it up.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. We had a bunch of people watching on Rumble today. That's interesting. Watching us live on Rumble. I saw that. Shout out to everybody on Rumble watching, man. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit that Rumble button. Yeah, it's a Rumble. It's not a like button. It's a Rumble button. Hit that Rumble. And if you're watching on Facebook, please share this video. Please like it. Same thing on YouTube, Twitch, all that good stuff. Twitter. Now that Twitter is kind of being freed up a little bit, we can stream on there and not have to worry. But yeah, we appreciate all of y'all for checking in with us today. Don't forget, if you want to become a member, we have a Patreon. Mom, you could pull this up for us, please. We have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/youngliontv, where you can come up on there and you can sign up for one of these tiers, join our kingdom, our pride, and become a Young Lion. And with that, you will get access to, we got some new merch coming. Ooh, let me show y'all the merch. Woo-wee! Got some new merch coming soon, boy. Well, actually, it's available now. You can buy it now if you go to younglions.creator-spring.com. I'll put a link up in the chat. But
Nice.
we got mugs, we got T-shirts, we got hoodies, we got water bottles, we got hats, we got
Nice.
book bags. We got female tankies there. You can get just one design for now. We'll be working on some other ones that are not just a logo. Some with some text, with some words, some phrases that we say a lot on here. I don't know. We gotta get creative, but
Male
we can.
and female, right?
Yeah, male and female. we got the different sex ones.
Did you see that they changed? We done.
What? Go ahead.
Change the definition of a female. Oh no, of woman. I think on Britannica.com or
Did
something
they?
like that. It's like, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's why you get some merch, guys. We got to spread this message of the Young Lions. Also, don't forget our website Jatan.com if you want to hear the music, the latest stuff, and we have other merch on here, Jatan merch on here. If you want to get it, it is all on there.
Almost got that music.
The new music is coming. It's on its way. It's coming together nicely. we're planning on some big things for 2023. So appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you keep supporting. We love you. Thanks to everybody here who came. We'll do this again next week, and we are out.
Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people in. Woo!